Hey guys, Brian with Cajun Cardboard coming at you from the great state of Louisiana, and I'm here with another one of the Goldin Elite Top 24 Michael Jordan only auction recaps for the weekly auction that ended last night on May 11th. So as you guys know, PWCC Weekly Auctions end on Sunday nights, Sunday evenings. Goldin auctions end on Thursday evenings, and so usually I'm going to do my best to be consistent for you all because I love Jordan and I love you guys. I'm going to try to bring you the top 24 Jordans that sold in the Goldin weekly auctions that are ending every Thursday night. I'm going to try to get these out to you Friday mornings or Friday afternoons most likely because that's the best time to release these videos. So I'm only doing the top 24. 8 rows of 3. The one thing I will say to kind of preface this is that Goldin's not got the juice yet that the PWCC weekly auctions have. Like if I sorted the top 24 PWCC Jordans that sold in a weekly auction, they're going to be significantly more valuable and bigger and badder and better to kind of talk about. So this is kind of a really cool glimpse into the poor man's Jordans, right? And there's a place in the Jordan market for everybody. So these Jordans are starting as low as $174 for some PSA 10 90s Jordan cards. And we'll start with the Tale of Two base cards. And so here we are, card number 24 is this 1996 metal. It's a base card. It's card number 11 that you see right here on your screen. This PSA 10 sold for $174. Let's check the card ladder history. That's the lowest sale for this card in the last 3 months. So a disastrous result here for this card. It had been selling for about $221 on average, so about $50 off the average. It recently sold for as high as $300, so it looked like it was sort of off to the races. I mean, if you look at the graph prior to the last 2 sales, it looked like this card was starting to move and push towards the $300 mark consistently, but not the case. The last 2 have been $212 and then $174. So almost $130, $126 off the sale 2 sales ago from April. So $174 not good. Lowest sale in the last 3 months. Almost the lowest sale in the last 6 months. So just really not a good sale at all. Right next to it, we've got a refractor with coating, although I can't really, there's the coating. The words are running up and down along Jordan's extended right arm where he's trying to finish right there. This is a 97 finest refractor, card number 271. Showstoppers is what some of us call it, affectionately. With the coating, it is a refractor. It is a PSA 7, under $200. Pretty cool. If you wanted to pick up Jordan refractors in PSA 7s and PSA 8s, it's not a terrible time to do that. I'll be honest with you because I've been looking at the PSA 8 refractors pretty consistently on eBay and other platforms, but that PSA 7 does $192. When I say Tale of Two base cards, here's another base card, and guys, you got to remember, 95 Stadium Club wasn't printed out the butt like 1992 and 93 Stadium Club were, and all those other earlier year Stadium Clubs. 95 Stadium Clubs they're actually printing a little bit less, and the same can be said as you move on later in the Stadium Club years. This is the 1995 Stadium Club card number 1. Great picture. The PSA 10 does 216, and so it's not in the card ladder database, but I've got it pulled up. This one does 216 last night. That's over 100 more than the last sale on May 7th on eBay, 117 more than the April 28th sale on eBay, and significantly more even here than the April 15th sale on eBay. So if you're scrolling back, 216, 1, 2, 3, 4, the last time it sold for 200, you got to go back 5 sales to March of 2023. So pretty good sale. So that's why I say it's a Tale of Two base cards. This Fleer 11 didn't do too great. This Stadium Club number 1 actually did really well. So mixed results there for the Goldin weekly auction. We've got an assorted brands, completely random hodgepodge of random grades of 15 low-end Jordan cards, including a bunch of 1990 Fleer, which I think is approaching the most graded card in the history of or at least most graded basketball card in the history of PSA. Somebody from Gym Rate chime in, or somebody in the comments below, let me know if I'm crazy. But I think every time I look at one of those Gym Rate results, like of the most graded cards, it's like 1990 Fleer is like the trendsetter as far as how many of those are being sent to PSA. Everybody thinks they have a 10, and probably very few do. We could check the gem percentage, but I'm not gonna. So that lot does 218, 15 cards into 218. I don't know what that is. You guys do the math. I don't know, like $18 a card, something like that. I don't know. You guys go check it out. Let me know if that was a good breakup rate. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I don't know. But right next to it, we got a really interesting card. So this is a card called Hardwood Imagery. It's from 2001 Upper Deck Inspirations. It's not a jersey patch. It's not an autograph, but it is Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant card. Okay, it's just got their faces on it and their numbers and their positions. But what's really cool is this discolored portion in the middle. I shouldn't say discolored. This differently colored portion in the middle that looks like a ticket is actually a piece of the Delta Center floor. So it's a piece of the actual NBA floor of the Delta Center, which I think is where the Jazz play, if I'm not mistaken, that both Jordan and Kobe played on. So it's the actual floor that both of them played on. Again, you could probably make a million pieces of floors that both of those guys played on, but this is from 2001. It's Jordan, it's Kobe. It's a pretty cool piece in my opinion. It is a PSA 6, but $218 doesn't seem like a lot, considering it's next to a lot right here with a bunch of cards that mean absolutely nothing. I'd go for the PSA 6 Delta Center floor card with Kobe and Jordan on it. Next to it, we've got the 88 Fleer PSA 9. I just opened a box of this. I have a newfound admiration and respect for PSA 9s from the 1988 Fleer product. They're not as easy as you would think, despite the Pop 7000 that you see here. I've got the graph pulled up. I've got it pulled up in Card Ladder. So the one on Goldin last night does $289, but you'll see same night one on eBay sold for $300. The Goldin did $289. The last one on eBay did $300. The one before that on eBay did $282. So right on the number here for this card. This card's a steady flat over the last 3 months. I mean, it's as flat as it gets. 305 is the average, so $289 is nothing to talk about, nothing to see here. A 1989 Hoops Basketball Series 1 unopened pack, PSA 8. It's got Michael Jordan on top, and it's a PSA 8. So I recently picked up my first graded wax pack, and I can't even remember what it was. I think it was 1990 Fleer, the aforementioned 90 Fleer, which is pretty easy to find a Jordan card, but it was also a PSA 8, and I didn't pay very much. I know for sure I didn't pay $374. That's actually a massive number. I tried to track this down, and I couldn't find the last Hoops basketball pack that sold. I had to go way back to like 2016, and it was like 20 or 30 bucks sealed as a PSA 8. So if I missed one, I apologize, but this is the first one of these that's sold in like 5 or 6 or 7 years as far as I could tell. Correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe I did miss one in the comments. I only looked for about 30 seconds. 1987 Fleer Jordan PSA 8, and that's actually a really good looking 8 as far as left to right centering goes. It's clearly a little bit off top to bottom. Got it pulled up right here. Also, Pop 7000 card, not the rarest card out there. This card, just like the 88 Fleer PSA 9, is about as steady Eddie as it goes. Over the last 3 months, the card is down 1%. If you look at the last 4 sales, they're almost all right at high 300s, 400. Average price over the last 3 months, $415, and then this one last night on Goldin does $390. So again, par for the course, about what we expected. A 1998 Upper Deck Diamond Sheer Brilliance Extreme. This card's only numbered to 23. It's from 1998 Upper Deck Black. I don't know anything about this card. 421 seems like a big number, but when you start talking about Jordan playing your cards from the 90s in Bulls uniforms that are serial numbered, you're going to get a big number. It doesn't even matter what the number is below the PSA label. It's going to be a big number, and 421 is a big sale there for that card. Jordan sticker, rookie sticker, PSA 5, good looking 5 from what I can see. I haven't looked in detail. I'm not going to click it and zoom in. As always, Otis Birdsong ushering Jordan to his left hand down the baseline, where he'll probably yoke it right on Otis Birdsong's mouth. It sounded terrible. But if anybody would do that, it would be Jordan. PSA 5 for this 86 Fleer sticker does $450. There's life in those stickers. And then I think we just saw this last week. It might be the same sheet that didn't get paid. Maybe it's a different sheet. I have no idea. One of you, super detailed auction people can go look and tell me if it's the same sheet. I have no idea. But it's a 5x7. Why is it 5x7? It looks like it's 5x5. Oh, the cards are 5x7. Sorry, yeah, it's 5x5. 5 cards up, 5 cards down. The cards are 5x7s. These are those Slam Dunk Supers featuring the 8 dunk contest participants in that dunk contest. And it's got Magic. Why is Magic Johnson in there? Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe just that first card has the 8 dunk contest participants. Maybe there's more to it. Why does it say Matt Nug? Yeah, because I see Kelly Tripucka's porn. You can see Kelly Tripucka right there. So $510 for that uncut sheet. I'm calling bullshit on this one. Something's going on. Somebody dig deeper. Let me know what the hell the problem is here. But this is just your run-of-the-mill ordinary 96 Skybox Premium base number 16 PSA 10. I've got this card. Hundreds of people have this card. I've got it pulled up in Card Ladder. There it is. It's a $200 card all day long. Over the last 3 months, it's averaged $208. Somebody wigged out here and bought it for $350. That's the highest it's been in the last 3 months. In the last year, that's the highest it's ever been. And then last night, you expect us to believe that somebody paid $510 for this relatively pedestrian Pop 342 Jordan card with a 20% gem rate. Something's not adding up there. I am going to throw that card out, at least that data point out. I think you guys would be best served to do that as well. A Jordan PSA 7 with a ST designation, which means stain. It's probably the wax on the back. Maybe it's a deal where somebody wants to buy this card, crack the card, rub the wax off the back. Although I'm looking at the centering, it's not going to get much better than a 7 without a stain. This one does 600. Next to it, we got a 2005 non-playing years Jordan SPX. Again, serial number to a low 25. The difference between this card and the other card is it's not as playing years. It's not from the 90s, but it is a serial number to 25, and it's a PSA 7. And this sucker brought $870 in auction with 41 bids. So pretty good sale. Really good looking card, if I might say so myself, although it's not a card that I personally would be interested in. Dual patch Jordan. One red, one black from 1999 Upper Deck SPX winning materials. Only graded a PSA 5, but on cards like this, you can to some extent throw the grade out the window. It's going to get great results at auction since it's a dual patch Jordan card. $960 for that PSA 5 Jordan. Really good looking patch card right there, dual patch card. We're getting to the top 6 cards. We've got a Fleer, 86 Fleer number 57, authentic altered, and I'm just going to go ahead and throw it out there. They didn't alter it enough because that top right corner looks like dog shizzle. That is a really bad top right corner. They should have continued altering it or sent it to Kurt's Card Care or taken a red felt tip marker or something and just kept on altering because the eye appeal is absolutely horrific and for so many reasons. But that being said, it's Jordan's rookie card. It's the most popular basketball card in the world. 1,140 for that one. But as you can see, even a PSA 5 next to it does $3,120. I don't think I looked up a PSA 5. No, I didn't. So the next card's a big one, and I have an absolutely newfound respect for this card, okay? Because I've ripped a box of 88 Fleer on my channel recently, and everyone saw me crash and burn. If you haven't seen it, go look at the playlist. Search Beat the Box. Yes, it's about basketball cards, not what you're thinking. Get your mind out of the gutter. Beat the Box was the name of the video series, a 6-part video series, and I got destroyed on the centering of those cards. I basically took $4,000 and burned it with a lighter. But this one does $3,192. This is the 88 Fleer All-Star card number 120, which was an absolutely terrible result. This was a really, really bad result for the Goldin Weekly Auction. And again, it might be an outlier. I don't know. But what are we looking at? The last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. At least the last 8 sales have all been significantly higher, over $4,000 for the last one. This one's $1,000 less than the last sale. And I'm kicking myself for not picking it up because I've still got to pick this card up. I would have loved to have picked this card up for $3,192. And that is the reason I'm telling you guys. I always tell it like it is. And I'm searching these Goldin Weekly Auctions. I just didn't even think for a second that this would happen, that it would drop by $1,000. Goldin Weekly right now is an absolute great place to invest your money. I am just telling you guys. I'm not telling you what to buy. I'm just telling you keep your eyes peeled because crazy deals are happening. And you're seeing some of them every time we do one of these Jordan Top 24s. There's 4 or 5 that sell for way below comps for whatever reason. I think it's the lack of eyeballs. Right now, you got to give them a little bit of time, let it grow, let it fester, let it permeate. Sorry, I said top 6 cards. We are at the top 9. Card number 6, another PSA 5. So here's one PSA 5, 3120. Here's a PSA 5 3300. Say what you want about centering, IPL, all that. We've got a really cool Jordan Wizards autograph card. It's an honor roll autograph Fab Floor Michael Jordan signed relic card, BGS 9, 10 for the autograph. A little beat up slab there, crazy. 3,744 for that one. It got a bunch of bids, 53 bids on that card, and then a BGS 7.5 does 3,840, and 8.5. All right, so here's a comparison. Looking at these two cards, which one looks better to you, the 8.5 or the PSA 8? They're both 86 Fleers. The coloring in the registry looks really good on this one on the left, but again, it might just be the picture. The centering looks a little bit what and what. Both are thin on the right, a little bit thick on the left. This one seems to have a fisheye at the top, if you can see my cursor right there, and the centering top to bottom on the right-hand one is significantly better. Let's look these up. 86 Fleer. I've got a comparison. This is a comparison feature that you can use in Card Ladder. You can see they're intertwined, and this is why I keep trying to tell everybody, and I'm not the only one saying it's not like this is some novel take on the hobby, but not all cards in the same grade are the same, and subgrades matter specifically on BGS. Some people look at the subgrades and let that dictate what they think the card value is. Some people actually use their eye appeal, right, and let that dictate it. My colloquialism that I've coined, and it cannot be stolen because I said it on the air, I coined it, so it's patented, so it's mine, right, is logic over labels. Look at the card. Use your eyeballs. Use your logic. Logic over labels. The labels doesn't dictate the value of the card. Your eyeballs and your logic should. But this is the history, the green being the BGS 8.5, more valuable than the PSA 8. And then there's an intertwining right here. And then it's back on top. And then it intersects. And then it's back on top, and then it's down, and then it's over, and then it's down, and then it's over. And now the BGS 8.5 sells for here. So just an interesting comparison of those two cards. Another interesting comparison is that over the last month, let's look at 3 months. Let's do 3 months. Over the last 3 months, the 8.5 is down 5%. The PSA 8 is up 10%. I think that's a testament to PSA over BGS, and that's the direction that the hobby is heading. That's just my general observation. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, and I'm not saying go buy PSA 8 if it's heading in that direction. Maybe it's time to buy BGS if it's heading in the southerly direction or down in value, right? You always want to buy something after the dip, not after an explosion. So I don't know. There's a lot to digest, a lot to think about, but that's just an interesting comparison between two cards with relatively similar grades. To almost, $1,400 difference. That's a big difference between two cards, same player, same card, same year, same everything, a pretty much similar eye appeal. And then right next to it is just an absolute animal of a card. It's the 1997 Ultra, and I forgot to look this one up, ironically. 1970 Platinum Jordan PSA 9. Let's pull this one up in Card Ladder, and let's pull it up in Card Ladder. There it is. For those of you who don't know, that's what the card looks like in detail. Is as beautiful a card as you could possibly imagine. I've got 3 gold medallions, which are also beautiful, but the difference between my gold medallions and this is lots of tens of thousands, and the fact that this one is serial number to 100, so that makes it a little bit different. We can't look at the last 6 months because we're only going to find the one that sold last night on Goldin for $24,128, 3 times the value of the second place PSA 8 Jordan card here. And if you ask me, would I rather have, well, I have 3 PSA 8 Jordan Fleers, but would I rather have 3 PSA 8 Jordan Fleers or 1 Platinum Medallion PSA 9? That's a no-brainer. I couldn't get the words out of my mouth quick enough, and that's really saying something because I talk pretty quickly. But here's what the card's done. Let's look at 2 years. That's the only one that's sold in 2 years. Let's look at all time. Well, here's some bad news. The card sold for $73,000 just after the first quarter bubble of 2021. I guess we were probably still in that bubble. That bubble really extends through April from 2021. That's where you'll see most of peak card prices, especially cards like this Platinum Medallion. God, that's a beautiful card. But it has come all the way down from 73 to 24. Again, I don't know if it's exactly the same card. No, it's not. Okay, so the one that sold, both sold on Goldin. This was card number 58 out of 100 that sold in 2021. Sorry, I've got on this kick lately of eating Pop-Tarts and drinking Monster energy drinks for breakfast. I might not be doing these videos for much longer if I keep that up. I literally might not be with the hobby much longer. I might not live. But this one goes for $24,128. I mean, that's a sobering difference, and I feel for the people who bought, here. I bought a shitload of cards there, so I feel for myself because I've done the numbers and I've run the numbers, and so you win some, you lose some, and then it's just a matter of how long you're going to ride out cards like that. But that does it, guys. The top 24 Jordans from last night's Goldin Weekly Auction. Starting with card number 24, which is a bunch of base cards, all the way through an absolute beast of a grail of a card that sold for $24,128 last night. As always, sorry I wore a striped shirt today. I know that's bad for videos. I forgot I had to do this morning before I started my work day. I actually have some closings today in the world of real estate, which is always positive because real estate slowed down a bit. But that gives me more times to look at cards, talk about cards, share cards, do mail days, buy cards, lose money on cards, get killed by PSA, things like that, stuff that we all love to do and that we do every day. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Keep collecting, stay positive in the hobby. Check out one of these other two videos on this end screen if this is the first time you're watching my channel. Got a lot of stuff out there that you may like. Every Monday I do a PWCC Weekly Auction Top 100, which is not just Jordan, it's all basketball cards, top 100 sold, every PWCC Weekly Auction. I do the Goldin Elite and the PWCC monthly auction recap once a month whenever those auctions end. I do the Explore the Card episodes where we take a deep dive into Michael Jordan cards every single Friday or almost every single Friday. And then do lots of basketball card content regarding collecting, set collecting, Jordan collecting, 90s collecting, even ultra modern and some LeBron stuff. And then also investing. So I talk about the collecting aspect and the investing aspect of cards. And so I think I've got a little bit of something for everybody. In addition, we talk about fantasy basketball and true NBA basketball, present and past, on an episode called NBA Past and Present that I do with one of my good co-hosts and guests of the channel pretty weekly, if not once every 2 weeks, something like that. So lots of stuff out there for you guys to check out. Lots of mail days on the weekends are always fun to see what's hitting the PWCC vault in my PWCC vault every weekend if you're interested in following along with me on my collecting journey. But anyway, tons of stuff out there. Hopefully you enjoy it. I'm on YouTube, Apple, Spotify, Google Pods, so you can find me in any of those places. I also buy collections, and I've got a video coming out talking about a story where I bought a massive collection. So if you want to hear about that almost million card collection that I bought, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you know when that video drops next week. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Keep collecting. Stay positive in the hobby. Peace.